Have you ever felt like you're just constantly waiting for your real life to start? For that next promotion, the next trip, the next big thing that's going to finally make everything click? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. And that's exactly what we're digging into today with Jon Kabat-Zinn's incredible book, Wherever You Go, There You Are. It offers a pretty powerful way to break out of that cycle. So many of us live our lives in this state of anticipation. We're always looking at what's just around the corner. We tell ourselves things like, okay, I'll finally be happy when this happens, or things are going to get better once I get that. But the problem is, this kind of thinking traps us. It keeps us waiting for a life that, well, we're missing, because it's unfolding right here, right now. The book kicks off with this really powerful line from a New Yorker cartoon, of all places. You've got this older Zen master who turns to a younger student and just says, "Nothing happens next. This is it." It's so simple, so blunt, but wow, it's designed to just stop you in your tracks and make you question that default "what's next" mode we're always in. And that leads to this huge question, doesn't it? What if this life you've been waiting for isn't actually coming? Not because it won't be great, but because this very moment, the messy, the imperfect, the totally ordinary, this is it. This is your life. Kabat-Zinn has this beautiful way of describing it. He says it's like we're walking around wearing dream glasses. We're not actually seeing the people and the situations right in front of us for what they are. We're seeing our thoughts about them. We see a dream partner, a dream job. We're living in a dream present, hoping for a dream future. We're literally coloring our own reality, and most of the time, we don't even have a clue. So, okay, if we're all just living in a dream, how in the world do we wake up? Well, the answer, and really the heart of this entire book, is a practice called mindfulness. And as you're about to see, it's probably a lot simpler and more accessible than you think. Let's be clear. Mindfulness isn't some mystical, super complicated technique you have to learn. According to Kabat-Zinn, it's something we all already have. It's an innate human capacity. It's just the simple act of paying attention on purpose to what's happening right now. That's it. It's the work of taking off those dream glasses so we can finally see what's really here. To really get this feeling, the book uses this amazing metaphor, a mountain. Just think about it. A mountain just sits. It experiences blistering heat, heavy snow, wild storms, bright sun, and through it all, it just remains itself. It's still, it's stable, it's present. Mindfulness, then, is the practice of becoming the mountain in our own lives, of finding that same unwavering presence, no matter what storms are swirling around us. Now, this brings us to an idea that, I'll admit, feels a little strange in our busy, goal-obsessed world. It's the art of non-doing. Now, that might sound super passive, like you're just doing nothing. But actually, it's the secret to becoming truly effective at, well, anything. So our usual mode is doing, right? We're constantly striving, pushing for a result, always thinking about the future. Non-doing, on the other hand, is about shifting our focus to the process itself. It's about allowing things to unfold. And this isn't about being lazy. It's about action that flows from this really deep place of presence, without all that force and struggle. And here's the kicker. True mastery, whether you're an artist, an athlete, a leader, whatever, it comes from this place of non-doing. It's that moment when all the effort just falls away and the action feels effortless. There's this fantastic story in the book that shows this perfectly. Okay, check this out. It's the story of Prince Wenhui's cook, who was an absolute master at carving oxen. When he first started, all he could see was this huge, overwhelming ox. But after years of practice, he didn't even see the ox anymore. He just sensed it with his whole being. His cleaver would move all on its own, finding all the hidden spaces, never once hitting a bone. It was like this perfect, effortless dance. So the prince is watching this whole thing, and he just has this massive realization. He sees that the cook's skill isn't just about carving meat. It's a lesson in how to live. It's about moving through life not by forcing things, but with this deep awareness, finding that natural path of least resistance. Okay, so mastery in ancient princes are cool and all, but how does any of this apply to our regular, everyday lives? This is where the book's message gets really, really powerful. Here's the thing. You don't need a special cushion. You don't need a silent room or a fancy retreat. The real practice of mindfulness happens right in the middle of your life. You can find it in literally any moment during any activity. Yeah, even while you're cleaning the stove. Kabat-Zinn tells this personal story about turning this totally boring chore into a full-blown meditative practice. and it's just such a simple, perfect image of what's possible. He describes how the chore just became this dance. He started noticing the sounds of the scrubbing, the rhythm of his own movements, all the sensations in his arm. And you know that little voice in our head that always wants to take credit? The one that's like, look what I did? He said it just fell away. His final realization was that it didn't even feel like he was cleaning the stove. It was more like the stove cleaned itself. And this, the mountain, the cook, the stove, it all leads us to the book's most central and honestly, most liberating conclusion. You know how we sometimes fantasize about escaping our lives? Like, if I could just get away to a monastery or a cabin on a mountain, then I'd find peace. But that's just another form of waiting, isn't it? It's just another version of what's next. The real challenge, the real opportunity, is to work with your life exactly as it is right now. Your messy, complicated, imperfect, beautiful life is the perfect place for this practice. In fact, it's the only place. It is the curriculum. So you see, the goal isn't to escape your life and climb some distant mountain to find peace. The goal is to realize that you are the mountain. It's not about running away from your life. It's about finally, fully arriving in it, inhabiting it completely. Because at the end of the day, you can't run away from yourself. Wherever you go, you take your mind, your habits, your whole world with you. The only place where real transformation can ever happen is right here. Wherever you go, there you are. And so the book leaves us with one final, really deep question to take with us into our own lives. And that is, what is my job on the planet with a capital J? And this isn't just about your career. It's about your real work, your true purpose. And of course, the answer to that can only be found by being fully present, right where you are, right now.